Silly Hillbilly is a famous studio's Popeye cartoon from 1949. This one's directed by Izzy Sparber and Thomas Johnson. It's written by Isadore Klein, and of course we have a voice cast including Jack Mercer as Popeye, Mae Questel as Olive Oyl, and Jackson Beck as Bluto. And I don't really know how I feel about this one. On the one hand, it's creative, visually it's really satisfying. I don't love the depiction of the characters. It's a little bit awkward. It would not be released this way today, but at the same time it's not as bad as it could be, which doesn't mean it's great, but I will explain what I mean by that in a moment. Popeye takes his traveling department store to a quote-unquote hillbilly country and shows Bluto and Olive Oyl the various items in his store, and Olive Oyl finds Popeye attractive, so Bluto starts showing off because he wants Olive Oyl all to himself. The Bluto versus Popeye classic story is definitely the case here. That part of it's well executed. Olive Oyl's role in this was very good. I don't have any issues with that at all. And I don't have any issues with the animation. It's quite delightful. We have a really lovely, varied, soft colour palette. The designs of the items in Popeye's store, they're really great fun as well. There's a whole host of different gadgets and household items. But the thing that's uncomfortable is the depiction of the hillbilly characters. They're definitely written in a way that's not in their favour. Initially, it did seem like they were going to be written as really, really stupid characters who didn't know what anything was in the store, but it wasn't quite as bad as that. I realised that wasn't fully what they were going for, but the characters still were not exactly well represented. So it was really uncomfortable. Put it this way, I don't think this would be released this way today. But as I said, it's not as bad as it could be. There is another cartoon, and I really wish I could remember which series it's from. I don't even think it's Famous Studios. I mean, it could be. But there's another one where there's another traveling store. I just tried to find it and I can't find it. I'm so sure it's a black and white cartoon. But I did, in my search, rediscover the 1938 cartoon Jungle Jitters, and that's exactly the same concept. A traveling statesman visits some natives in this tribe, and they don't really know how to use the various objects that the salesman has brought. The other one I was thinking of, I think, was even worse. Well, certainly just as bad, but different. And so it seems like there are quite a few of them, actually. So that's what I thought this was doing. I thought this was going to be as bad as that. But it actually wasn't once we got over the initial hurdle and we got to know the characters, and it focused less on interacting with the objects and more on the feud, if you like, between Bluto and Popeye trying to get Olive Oyl's attention. It kind of stepped away from that. So it isn't as bad as it could have been, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's great or the most comfortable cartoon. So it's fine in some ways. The overarching narrative of a salesman meeting Olive Oyl, that's absolutely fine. The objects that he brings, they're fun. The animation's great. The pacing of the cartoon is great. But the representation of Bluto and Popeye, while it could have been worse, and I was expecting it to be worse, it wasn't as bad as I'd feared. It's not horrendous. It's not great. It's just a little bit awkward and uncomfortable. So there are worse cartoons out there that do something similar, but by no means does this mean that this is fabulous. Do I recommend it? Only if you're a Popeye fan and you want to see what it's like. It's never going to be my favourite, but there are definitely some aspects that are definitely not too bad.